let us talk about what we mean by work and mechanical energy. So, here we will see that if I move a ball from one place to another and I apply a force which acts on the ball for all this distance, throughout this distance, then I am doing work on this ball, and the amount of work would be force into this distance. So, it is important that the force is acting all the time. It can't be just left like this. If the force is acting through all the distance, then we say the work done would be equal to the force into the distance traveled, and this is the work which I am doing. My hand is doing on this ball, and this way my hand is transferring energy to this ball. So work is energy in transit. So here energy is transferred into this ball from my hand by doing work, and this energy is visible in the ball's movement. So if we see around us, any movement that is visible is a form of energy. Like in my hand, you can see that energy. When the hand is still, it doesn't have energy. When it's moving in any manner, it has energy due to movement, which is called kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is energy that we see in motion. This is one form of energy, and we know that energy keeps transferring its form from one to another. We have heard of, here we can see that as I blow on the ball, again a little energy is transferred to it because of the little force. So energy keeps changing its forms from one to another. So here when I move this ball and it hits a book, then the ball has kinetic energy initially, but when it hits the book, this energy is transferred into other forms. For example, it moves the book a little, so some energy is transferred there. We hear some sound, so some energy is dissipated as sound, and rest of the energy in the ball is given to the air particles surrounding it, some to the ground, and etc. So this energy gets distributed or dissipated to other things, but energy does not get destroyed. It can never be created nor destroyed. So energy keeps changing its forms. So now we will see another case where I will take a spring. So the spring is actually, I'm trying to keep it still. It's moving a little because of being in my hand, but it doesn't have much motion. Now I will distort it. I will apply a force and distort it. So I have done some work, and now that energy is stored inside when it is in a distorted or deformed shape. And because of this deformed shape, this stored energy can make it move. It has the capacity to move, and the moment we release it, it starts moving. So the stored energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So this stored energy, when I distort an object because of its special position or shape or configuration, it gets a special stored energy which is called potential energy. It has the potential to move. The moment we will release it, it will start moving, and the potential energy will change into kinetic. So here we are seeing potential to kinetic conversion. So potential energy in the distorted shape, and then the same energy now showing movement in the spring. So both potential energy and kinetic energy are called mechanical energy, types of mechanical energy, and they constantly change from one form to another in so many objects that we see around. So whenever we hold an object, we are holding an object, we or somebody is holding an object, like I'm holding the spring just now. I have given it potential energy because of its distorted shape, and the moment I release, it goes off by itself. I did nothing. It jumped and went off, showing a lot of kinetic energy. I can see it in other objects also. This rubber right now does not have energy, but if I distort it, I change its shape, so it has now stored energy. It is distorted, and the moment it is released, it moves. So the potential energy is changed into kinetic energy. So how do we recognize potential energy? Whenever upon release, the body starts moving. So here you can see it with paper. Distorted paper has potential energy currently stored, and the moment you release, the same energy changes into kinetic. I can even do it with my finger. So my finger currently distorted, pulled back, now has potential energy. When I release, it goes further by itself without me consciously sending it out. So this is how we see potential and energy conversion.